this is where we're heading to, and this is Veliki Strbac. Supposedly it's the most scenic, remarkable and gorgeous view in Djerdap National Park, and well, we're gonna see that very soon, very soon. So, since Donji Milanovac to the little town or village of Miroč has been a decent stretch with a few water sources here and there. A couple of places we had water wells that were obviously dug down, so you have a bucket that you lower and you fill up your water there. And from Miroč onwards, I haven't had any water sources, which is of course something to keep in mind. Load up on water in Miroč, maybe carry 1.5 liters extra just in case, and until Veliki Strbac, and after it for some time there's not going to be any water with easy access. I mean, the houses after Miroč, I guess people be kind enough to fill up water for you and yeah, help you from that point. But there's a border point from there onwards. There is no houses, so you'll have to make sure you carry enough water for this stretch. Well, there are parts of the trail like that. The trail is fairly visible, but it's also fairly overgrown. It's passable, so you can definitely go through it. You just gotta be careful where you step and push branches and stuff out of the way. Good thing is, it's a few hundred meters here and there, simply because it's a concept. So we gotta walk the unwalked trails. So my concerns about the water were not too far off. Luckily, 30 kilometers towards Blederija Waterfall, there is a small piped spring. So just over there, running well with ice cold, tasty water. So people should still carry extra water just to make sure that they're well hydrated. But this was a good find, a little treasure, because I was ready to go with the water that I had from last night all the way to Blederija Waterfall, which is the next stop, and this is the next reliable water source. leaving this morning, there was a nice adventure to start the day with, which was just after the campsite. I got to a point where I have a GPS track that shows I should go there, but there is no trail. So start going. For the first 400 meters, there's nothing, just some vague tracks of somebody walking there, maybe an animal. And then it goes down into like a small gorge where I descended, and I saw this outline of an old road, so I followed it, and it gets down to a creek, but it gets really overgrown there, a lot of bush. You can wiggle around, but it's not pleasant. And I was like, I might have to go back and hike the asphalt. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. At some point it showed me that I have to get out of the creek bed onto the other side. And the moment I did it, literally 5 meters, I could see a good outline of a dirt road on my right hand side and ahead. So I went ahead a little bit, but then I checked GPS, got that, followed it, and got out of it. So it was a success, a little adventure to start the day with. Hopefully it's the one and only for the day. So I've just been to the canyon of Vratna, and well worth it, absolutely amazing. So there's this rock formation that looks like a bridge. You go under, there's a whole river flowing down the riverbed, absolutely amazing. There is one viewpoint as well that overlooks the canyon from above. So it was, I would say, one of the best lunch breaks I've had on the trail so far. So rather than going down to the monastery and the little camp area that they have there, which I haven't seen yet, I'm just about to go there, I decided to stop here and take this like side trail for 200 meters, which goes into the canyon. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So it's a must for anybody that comes through the region. And yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So the canyon of Vratna, and it seems like there might be an opportunity to actually reroute the trail through the canyon, but that's further development, I guess, in the future, to make sure that it's all safe and marked. After being stopped and thoroughly checked by the border police, which is, I guess, absolutely normal, I expected it all the way along the border, but it happened pretty much 8 kilometers before crossing into Bulgaria. The border police was nice. They were just asking questions. They wanted to know what I'm doing here. Being that close to the border, I guess it's just a regular thing to happen, so keep that in mind, guys. Check with the border police in advance to make them aware of your presence if you're near the border. By near, I mean the border is pretty much 10 meters, 20 meters away from you. Serbia has been nice, different colorful, interesting, and to be honest, a lot more than what I expected. With all those flats in the Vojvodina region, let's not forget all the dikes there, the beautiful biodiversity, the great bustards, meadows. Then we have this one piece of forest that's still remaining in the village of Veliki. Moving further down, Vršac mountain, of course the first high ground and mountain for the hike. Then Delibatska Peščara with its unique geomorphical formations and kind of like a deserty vibe with all those sandy soils. Crossing the Nup River and hiking along it for quite a few kilometers before we get to Djerdap National Park. And this by itself, it's a complete change of scenery, routes, surroundings. Moving to meeting with our friends from Serbia, so Tanya, Alexander and Vladimir. I hope you watched the previous episode to see what they had to say. Of course, one of the highlights, Veliki Strbac and the most scenic view from its top. Absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10, to be honest. Then moving further down, the Blederija Waterfall, and of course, for me personally, the next highlight, it's the Vratna Gorge. If I could explore it more, as I mentioned, that would be definitely a choice. Yeah, Serbia had a lot more to offer than from what it seemed at the beginning, with all the agricultural lands. And yes, we do finish with some of them. We started with them and we'll finish with them. But it's not just that. There's a lot more to it, and I hope you can enjoy it one day. Of course, be mindful of the locals, be mindful of being close to the border. As I mentioned, notify the border police. So obviously don't get stressed that you're doing something wrong. They are aware that you're in the area, and basically everybody has good time. And that counts for the rest of the countries, because we live in the Balkans, so borders still exist. So see you on the other side, guys. Ciao, Serbia. And well, dobrodošli in Bulgaria very soon.